what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're in this all new filming location just for you and just for this car. This is it. This is a 2022 refresh, updated, changed up Genesis G70 sedan. But before we get into this turbocharged, performance charged sedan from Genesis, let's talk about what's going on here. The brand Genesis, in the grand scheme of the auto industry, a very new company. Only been around since 2015, that premium brand from Hyundai. Now, when we think of premium brands, especially European brands, you're gonna think of Alfa Romeo, you're gonna think of Mercedes Benz, Audi, BMW, even Volvo. But Genesis is really making some big waves, especially when it comes to their full lineup now that they have the GV70 and the GV80 SUVs. They made some updates for this particular G70. What I want to find out is it the best performance sedan? Especially when it comes to that bottom line, the price, over the new Mercedes-Benz C-Class or a BMW or Audi product. Let's go ahead, let's dive into our crystal white G70 and find out. Right off the bat, the G70 is the smallest sedan in their lineup. G70, G80, G90. Anybody want to take a guess what the largest one is? Yes, you in the back with the Twinkie in your mouth, a G90. That's the largest sedan. Now, at the front of the business, that's where we're going to see the change up, the refresh, the upgrade. Moving to this unique LED headlight style. I love the LED headlamps, daytime running lamps, and turn signals. And that split design just makes it stand out from the rest of the pack. You're going to have functional corner air curtains. I don't mind the crisscross design, and I don't mind that it's not gloss black. A nice satin black finish. Coming across that low slung hood. If you look at a Mercedes-Benz C-Class, it looks like a Mercedes-Benz product, all because of the grille. Get used to this grille if you're not already. This large home plate style, it's almost like the home plate at Wrigley Field. This grille is unique to the Genesis. Now, the one zonk I have is I wish they would have hid the plate to hide all the radar and laser technology. I wish they could have put that somewhere else, but you do have a forward-facing camera, so important. And then working your way down, I like the way they kind of made it a concave shape to the lower air intake, because we got an intercooler lurking behind there because we got twin turbochargers. Now, when we get up onto that hood, very low slung. If you have, say, a 2019 Genesis G70, same exact hood, kind of boomerangs off towards the mirrors. Tasteful badge. I know some people say it looks like an Aston Martin. Some people say it looks like a Bentley. You know what? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And if you notice, all the body lines mimic the same curved shape. So that's what I like, is the attention to detail. Now, when we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. We have these new, updated, upgraded wheels. Love the black chrome finish. Really pops nicely. And then you'll notice that they're actually wrapped in Michelin sport tires, performance tires, not all seasons. These are summer rated tires. 225 on the width up front, 40 series sidewall. This thing is rear wheel drive. So we got the power going to the back, 19-inch wheel. You got those tomato sauce red Brembo calipers, nice good size. And then of course they tweak the suspension all four corners, depending on what mode you're in, really to give you that perfect driving experience. But definitely with the white and the dark black chrome finish, looks spot on the money. Coming down the side, you'll see how the body line comes up on the fender, flows into the front passenger door. We do have this gloss black venting area. I'm gonna give it half a zonk. Half of it is blocked off, the other half is functional. So we'll call it a 50-50 zonk. On the mirrors though, that pearl white, you do have the LED lights. I wish they would update these a little bit instead of having the chrome built into it, but I like the dark chrome finish and how it flows off of where the A-pillar is. Very, very clean, very unique, very attention detailed. 360-degree cameras. You don't have a panoramic sunroof, but you do have a larger than your standard sunroof. My only thing is, black out the rest of the hood or just make it a panoramic sunroof. Stop this almost there kind of thing. So that's another area where I'm gonna have to give it a half a zonk, but I am loving the dark chrome finish, color matched on the door handles. And then when we look at the rear, like I was saying, this is rear wheel bias, and you got those Pilot Sport 4 tires. If you look at the rear, you're looking at a little bit more width, 255 for the rubber to meet the road. Let's go ahead and wrap it around the back here. Love the fender. And just like up front, look at the way they do the taillights. They're like ladyfinger cookies, LED, all lit up, that split level. We get to the back. The one thing this is missing is I would like just a little bit extra kick up of a rear spoiler on the trunk, but the trunk does have its own kick up. I would just like a little bit more. Genesis badge would have looked better in black chrome. They hide the button for the trunk lid, super clean. Nice to have that out of the way. Your G70 badge, and then dropping it like it's hot all the way down, you got LED lighting for your reverse backup lights. We got a diffuser, and you also have functional exhaust on both sides with the decorative trim ring. Not my favorite looking exhaust, but it's nice to have functional exhaust because remember, we did that C300, it had fake exhaust. That's a big no-no. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk horsepower numbers in our G70. Right, guys, we got the hood popped on our G70. You do have hydraulic hood struts underneath the hood. Semi-tasteful engine cover. I would like to see a little bit more specialness, but you got the turbo word, and that's what matters because underneath that hood is a 3.3 liter twin turbo V6. The day and the age where even Mercedes-Benz is downsizing to 4-cylinder turbo engines, we got a twin turbo V6, 368 horsepower, 376 pound-feet of torque. The car weighs right around 3,900 pounds. Made it to an 8-speed automatic, 0 to 60 in about 4.2 seconds. Quarter mile is going to go by at 12.8 seconds. Top speed, 167 miles per hour. MPGs, not too bad. You're basically looking at around 18 in the city and 25 on the highway. But when you compare this to what the Germans are bringing, obviously, when you look at that bottom line, that is one of the things that's going to be super important is price. But you know what? Why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this G70 and hear what kind of hum it makes out the exhaust. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Genesis G70 Sport. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, it seems everybody on my block has a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW. And to be honest with you, they bore the hell out of me. I'm really digging this Genesis. I can't wait to hear the price. I want one. How much is it? MSRP for the way this one is spec'd out, starting is going to be $43,000 for the 3.3 liter twin turbo V6. You could take that up to $52,000. But let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Absolutely drop dead gorgeous. I love that red contrast stitching, that diamond pleated stitch work going on there. I even love the way they did that turned machine aluminum around the door handle. It reminds me of the old Firebirds from the 1970s. Lexicon premium sound system, and the way they work that silver trim, absolutely stunning. The only zonk is the door pocket is a little tight. So if you're gonna go to Chipotle, you're gonna have to go light on the guac. And anyways, guac costs extra, so you might as well leave it off your burrito. And a nice bottle of Mountain Dew Code Red, which is Steven's favorite flavor. You could put that in the door panel. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, same thing. They did the stitching everywhere, spot on the money. I mean, it's needlepoint spot on. Do you see what I did there? Silver trim, smooth, soft touch, and then guess what you get? You got that beautiful horizontal setup on your infotainment system, 10.25. Is it a touchscreen? Of course it's a touchscreen. You throw it into reverse, super clear on the resolution, 360 and trajectory, and you could change the angles. You want to take a look at your door handle? look at your door handle. If you want to just look out the back, look out the back. Look down. Do whatever you want to do. You could do it on the screen right there. So that's really nice. And then of course, when it comes to the icons, real nice swipe features that do the sounds of nature. Let's say you had a stressful day at work, everybody's pissing you off. Just listen to the birds and the bugs. And you don't have to get bit by mosquitoes. But I'm going to pause that because I'm about to sleep. But start stop button, conveniently placed, just a little bit of gloss black. Love the silver with the flat black. Look at this, 3 stages of heated seats and 3 stages of ventilated seats. It can be done, and it doesn't have to cost you $200,000. Dual climate control, nice. Put the sync if you want to sync up. We even got 2 stages of heated steering wheel. Take that, Mercedes-Benz. Down below, what do we got? A 12 volt, a USB-A, and a wireless charging pad. I'm gonna put this back in the park so we don't roll away with Steven hanging out. I love the flat black. This is gonna control that 8-speed automatic transmission, more of that turned aluminum finish. Drive mode selector knob, new for 2022, is Sport Plus. I'll show you that when you get to the business end. 2 cup holders with the nice silver finish. There's your key fob, Genesis badge. Flip it around, look at that. You got your remote start. You could play your red horn to match your red stitching. Love that stitching. Open it up, USB-A, a second one, and enough room. I would say you could put that small figurine of Spider-Man that you had Stan Lee sign when you went to Comic-Con that last time out in LA. You could leave that right in there and it won't scratch off Stan Lee's name, his autograph on your Spider-Man figurine. And you don't have to worry about your kids taking it and destroying it like they always do. Seats, leather, not pleather, leather with the red stitching. Look at this, absolutely ridiculous. The quality, the stitching, the piping, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. Plus, check this out, you actually have that chauffeur style seat where I got the controls right here where I can move the seat. Look at that. I'm doing that, not Steven, not anybody else, me. And then on top of that, we got Alcantara, as soft as your daughter's teddy bear. Really, really nice. And then we got that little bit larger than standard sunroof. So one touch operation. Look, Mom, no hands. You could pick your nose. I didn't really pick my nose, I went like this. But anyways, coming over the business end, I got a steering wheel with red stitching I want to show you in the G70. All right, guys, behind the business end, the wheel, you got 2 memory seat settings. So if you're brave enough, you can let somebody borrow your Genesis G70 and your seats won't get changed. I do like the way they have a little bit of aluminum sill treatment. It would have been nice if it lit up like LED like the German brands do. Pedal box, though, is spot on the money. Nice large dead pedal, aluminum, brake pedal, and throttle. And then on the sides of the seats is where you're gonna find your seat controls. Easy to get to. You could adjust the side bolstering, forward and back. I'm 6 feet tall. I got, actually, I wouldn't say plenty of headroom. That would be false, but I got a lot of headroom in here. And then the steering wheel. Nice thickness, more red stitching. I'm so glad they were consistent with the red stitching. A little bit of silver. I wish they would do something with the horn button just to elevate it a little bit. You do have little paddles on the back of the steering wheel to go up and down the 8-speed. And this is an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then the gauges are a little bit of a mixed bag. I know you were hoping for full digital display, but you got an analog speedometer, fuel gauge. The rest of it is digital though. There's your different modes, especially Sport Plus. You could even do custom. What I love are the corner cameras. That really takes care of the blind spot for you. But why don't we go ahead? We got a head-up display. We showed you what's up front. I want to show you what's in the back seat because that's almost just as important, especially if you have friends that you want to keep. Let's go ahead, let's get into the back seat and see how much room there is in this G70. All right, guys, we are in the back seat. One thing I want to showcase is, remember, you get the extra 5 horsepower because everybody gets a red seat belt, no matter if you're up front or in the back seat. You do have the plastic. I don't mind it as much. What this is, though, is the zonk. I hate the cargo net style, but what's great is you can actually keep your comic book collection back here. Your Spider-Man, your Batman, your Avengers. I know you're not like one of those people where it's like DC or Marvel or nothing else. Let's all learn to live together happily. In the back seat, are you gonna be happy? The nice thing is you do have the AC vents, and I do like the way they bring the red stitching all the way back. Just those little touches add up. You do have a USB-A 1, so you're gonna have to share. What I think is make sure you have somebody in the back seat that's weaker than you, arm wrestle them forward, and then it's gonna be yours forever. Speaking of forever, you could actually move these seats back even further, and I wanna show you that it doesn't last forever, because right about now, it feels like my toes are breaking because my feet are jammed underneath the seat. So it's a little bit more cramped back here than, say, in a Mercedes or a BMW product or even an Audi product. But as long as the person isn't too tall Jones, you should be okay. If Shaquille O'Neal gets in the front seat, the front passenger seat, my advice, jump out, because it's gonna be a miserable trip. What might help is the armrest. And the good news is it's semi-Charmin soft. Instead of 3-ply, it's a double-ply softness, 2 cup holders. But why don't we go ahead? I got Alcantara back here. We got some nice stitching. Let's go check out the trunk and see what we could haul in this G70. All right, guys, we got the trunk open. We're gonna hit that hidden button. Thankfully, I showed you, or you would never know how to open up the trunk on your Genesis G70. Opens right up, decent width. The problem is you're only looking at 11 cubic feet of space, and that is small compared to the competition. Part of the problem is how high the cargo floor is. It's actually not a ton of space height-wise. You do have the auxiliary Twinkie cargo net on the right side. Put 1 box of Twinkies, especially for those long trips. Let's pull up the cargo floor and see if we have any kind of spare. Yes. So in a day and age where a lot of spares, they're not putting them in there, you get a spare. Actually smells good, brand new rubber, that tire smell, I love that smell, along with, of course, gasoline. That's a great smell. But you know what? Speaking of fuel, if you're ready, I'm ready. We got this fueled up and I got the keys. Let's go on throttle in our G70. All right, guys, we're in this 2022 Genesis G70 Sport. Speaking of sport, I'm gonna put it in the new Sport Plus. And if you're ready, I'm ready. All right, throttle, here we go. Yeah! On the brakes. Smooth shifts from the 8-speed. I have it in just regular automatic shifting mode. On the brakes. There we go. I'm definitely digging this new mode, the Sport Plus mode. Nice downshifts. Alright, so let's talk about what's going on here. Right away, obviously, the interior we already talked about is a wonderful place to be. Everything is well within reach. I like the larger infotainment system screen. I would like a little bit better layout on the instrumentation. The backwards spinning, that counterclockwise spinning tachometer is a little unique and a little interesting to get used to. I would like a Sport Plus head-up display mode that shows me a tachometer, or maybe some lights or something, some shift lights or something on that head-up display. But when it comes to the steering, initial turn-in is really, really quick. It's just there seems to be a little bit of numbness once you turn the car in. But other than that, grip level is great. Even in automatic mode, the 8-speed automatic does a great job, especially on the downshifts. It's like almost like a DCT where you're on the brakes and the Genesis G70 starts downshifting, just very nicely keeping the chassis stable. Seats have nice bolstering, and on top of that, when you put it into Sport Plus mode, it actually adjusts the bolstering a little bit more intense just to make sure you're held in tight. Visibility all the way around is fantastic. I just would like to see a little fancier dash display. Of course, the sounds that you're hearing are from pumped in noises through the speakers. It's a little bit too simulated for my taste, but I get it. I know that a lot of people driving these types of cars don't want to hear a lot of just raw sound. It would be nice though to get some pops and crackles out of the back of the car from the exhaust. I think that would just add to the overall sensation. But let's come to a stop here. Brembos work really decent, and they're not like 8-piston Brembos or anything like that, but they work pretty darn good. But if you're ready, I'm ready. All right, throttle, here we go. Nice. Yeah. There we go. Little decreasing radius turn here. And I'm telling you, it holds the rev range right in the sweet spot in Sport Plus mode. Hard on the brakes for this tight left-hander. So one thing I definitely really like there is that how it would hold the gear, and when I went back on throttle, I was already in that perfect power band rather than it bouncing around all over the place. I have not used the paddles at all yet. I'm gonna do that when we spin it around, but so far just leaving it in regular automatic mode, very impressed with what the transmission is doing. I just would like to have a little bit more feedback coming from all four corners of the car, but Genesis is getting there, and they're getting there very, very quick. All right, so now I have it in manual shift mode. I'm still in Sport Plus. That's where I'm gonna leave it. You got all your different modes, the comfort, regular sport. Sport Plus is really where it's at, especially on the twisty bits. We'll start in second gear. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Nice. On the downshift. It's a fun car to drive, that's for sure. Third gear through this section, holds it nicely. There we go. So definitely very, very sport satisfying. I really think that with the up and down shift using the paddles, it's actually quite quick. So there's not like a big long delay. I noticed as I pushed it a little bit harder through that last section, there was a bit of body roll. So maybe some thicker anti-roll bars, maybe some tuning to the shock absorbers, but grip level is actually pretty good. I just wish that it would let me know just how good it is a little bit more effectively. But other than that, I mean, it's a fun car to drive. It's got all the amenities. I love the interior, and at the price point, I'm telling you, it's quite challenging to want to look at anything else when you're seeing just how much you're getting for the price. The great news is comfort mode, very, very supple, very comfortable, obviously, hence the name comfort mode, duh. But no, it's got a nice cushion to it. Even in sport, and definitely Sport Plus, it's still nothing that's going to shake the spleen out of your body, which is great news. Plus, I really like the way it tightens the steering, gives a little bit, you know, intense throttle sensitivity. But let's do this from first gear. One more time for you, definitely one more time for me. On throttle, here we go. Nice. On throttle. The brakes. The back end comes out just a little bit. Like I said, I just wish the communication was a little bit more there. But it does put a freaking smile on your face, that's for freaking sure. But hopefully this gave you a great overall sensation of what the G70 is bringing to the table. We're going to get back to where it all started and wrap this one up before the rain comes. But I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one fun, wet kind of day out here in the summertime in Florida. Definitely want to thank everybody over at Genesis for for allowing us access to this G70 sport trim sedan. Let me know what you think. Is this the best new performance sedan to buy, especially for the money? Or are you gonna go with the Silver Star Mercedes-Benz or one of the other brands? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Definitely got to thank Steven. He's wearing his weather hat that actually absorbs all the wetness from the clouds. And you know what? His muscles are getting stronger day by day because of all the protein he's eating. Thank you, Steven, for all that you do in getting swole. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.